So are you saying that with Christianity comes peace? Yeah?
So, ladies and gentlemen,
What about the Crusades?
the question was,
What about the Crusades?
and if you interrupt the answer, you'll find that you don't get to ask another question.
Let them know.
The question was,
Alright.
am I saying that with Christianity comes peace? No,
Okay.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm saying with Christ comes peace. But then the question was,
Okay.
what about the Crusades?
Yeah.
So let me answer that directly.
Answer it.
The Crusades were launched after 7 centuries of constant Islamic aggression. Before the very first crusade was launched in 1095, Muslims had invaded the following Christian lands.
Hey, lads.
They had invaded Christian Syria, Christian Jordan, Christian Palestine, Christian Egypt, Christian Algeria, Christian Libya, Christian Morocco, Christian Portugal, Christian Spain, Christian France, Christian Sicily, Christian Turkey, Christian Armenia, Christian Italy, all before the first crusade. The Crusades are a legitimate response to Islamic aggression and
Yo, hold on now. Hold on now. Bruh had his camera phone up. Bruh had his camera phone thinking that he's going to be foolish. He put that thing down real quick when he gave him that history lesson of why the Crusades was formed. Real quick. That brother was up there like, oh, you see it? Oh, that one too? That one? 13 of them things. I may lost count because I was looking for things to put up. You know, y'all seen that. But this brother right here, his whole world was crushed. Whole world was crushed. He thought he was about to do something. And nah, that brother right there, Bob, shout out to Bob from Speaker's Corner, man. I'm starting to get used to this brother. I'm starting to figure out who this man is. And I love this brother's work right here. He's doing the thing, going up against whoever. Actually, in my watch later, I got him versus Muhammad Hijab a couple years back. So I'm about to watch that and see this brother probably, most likely, clean the floor with that brother. Shout out to him, man. He's goated. He's goated. I hear about him. I got to start watching him more because I love that. He just up here with it and then down there with it. That brother's scary. Let's get back to it.
Islamic violence. I don't need to hear any lectures about the Crusades from people who support Islamic colonialism, Islamic imperialism, Islamic dominion, and Arabization.
Let them know.
Any other questions about any aspect of Christian history, Christian belief, Christian values, traditions? This is your opportunity. Any questions?
Man.
Gone.
By the way, shout out to old dude, man. Bob turned that brother into a Takia track star. Make it trend, y'all. Takia track star. That brother took off quick. He ain't had no rebuttal, no response. Thought he had him. Ran. Takia track stars. They can't stay with the topic. They got to run. They can't address anything that's being said. They like to attack, but then when it's brought back to them, they can't defend. Nope. He thought he was doing something. Took off. That brother is giving Usain Bolt a run for his money right now. How fast that brother took off out of there. Said Chris Johnson ran a 4.2. Champ Bailey ran a 4.2. Deion Sanders ran a 4.2. That brother right there might be running 3.9. That's how fast that brother was out.
Spoke about the Crusades.
Yep.
Is it the same situation with the slave trade? Because they use Christianity to convert Africans and then bring them along in ships to the Americas.
Okay.
What did Islam have to do with that?
So he asked the question,
What was the question?
what does Islam have to do with the slave trade?
Okay.
No.
Wait.
Yeah, I'm going to address your full question. I'm going to address your full question.
No, but be fair, but
Let's be clear. Before the European slave trade of the 1600s, 1700s, and 1800s that happened in West Africa, the Islamic slave trade had existed in the Muslim world for nearly 14 centuries prior.
Ooh.
For nearly, ladies and gentlemen, for nearly 11 centuries, Muslims had taken slaves across Africa, across Europe, and had taken them into the Muslim world. And all through the time that Europeans practiced slavery, for the full 300 years of the European slave trade, Muslims continued to practice their own slave trade. They continued to kidnap people from Europe. They continued to kidnap people from Indonesia, people from India, people from Afghanistan, people from Africa, and take them into the Islamic slave markets to trade them as slaves. They did this because Muhammad was a slave trader who bought slaves and sold slaves.
Yuck.
Christians, however, have ended the slave trade multiple times at different parts of history, at different geographies around the world for the last 2,000 years. The most recent example was when William Wilberforce and the anti-slave traders convinced the British Empire, using Christian arguments, to end the British slave trade. The British Royal Navy then sacrificed blood and resources to end the slave trade around the world, including inside the Islamic world. Ladies and gentlemen,
50 years.
now notice, the Muslim that asked the question
Where is he?
didn't even bother to listen to the answer, because that's how they do it. They're not interested in what you've got to say. All that they want to do is try and make a polemical point, and then they're not interested in anything you have to say afterwards, because they don't like the truth. Why did Christians try to abolish the slave trade?
Why?
Because our example is Jesus Christ. And Jesus Christ, in a time when slavery was normal, never had a slave, never bought a slave, and never sold a slave.
Never.
But on the contrary, he said, I have come to set the captives free. And that is why Christians, inspired by the words of Jesus, even today go into the Islamic world in Africa, where black slaves are still being sold. In Africa, all of you black Muslims that try to lecture us about the slave trade, why are you silent about Africans being sold as slaves in Africa? And it's Christians, like Christian Solidarity Worldwide, that go into the Islamic world to buy little black children and set them free from their Muslim slave masters. Any other questions about any aspect of the Christian faith, what we believe, our traditions, our values, anything that we believe?
Man, so that was Bob from Speaker's Corner breaking down and answering questions that these couple Muslim folks asked. I didn't see and I didn't know if the last one ran, but the first one definitely ran. I'd assume to say that the second one ran as well, because there's no reason that Bob would lie about that. So we seen the first one, the second one, most likely Kia track stars being out, doing their thing, trying to hit. They run. They don't do no hit and run and actually succeed. They hit and run and the hits trash. So shout out to him for breaking that down. And man, the Islamic standard right there, full effect. Whataboutism, run, and don't want to hear the truth. That's crazy. But thank God I know the truth today. Thank God I know that God is triune, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Thank God that he has done something in my life. And as he's worked in my life, I want to do what I can to help spread the gospel and spread the truth so that anybody and everybody who watches these videos can see if they haven't heard the truth. And now, because the Lord is willing, this is an opportunity. So with that being said, go ahead on like and subscribe so you can vibe out with your boy, so that we can continue to learn and grow together, so that we can learn these arguments and use these arguments to better ourselves and also help others who are obviously in need. And also hit that noti bell so you can be notified anytime I drop, whether it be the pre-recorded reactions, whether they be live reactions that I do, or have people come on and share their testimonies. That's what I love to do here at this channel. Just plug in where I can, plug in the truth, plug in the gospel. This has been your boy, the Scripture Plug Albert. I'll catch y'all next time. I'm out.